Welcome to Noir Alley. I'm your host, Eddie Muller. Today I've got for you one of the most bitter and bilious movies of the 1950s. It's The Big Knife, an independently made feature distributed by United Artists in 1955. Check out this bizarre poster. Jack Palance looks like he's wearing 3D glasses. Although 3D was a popular phenomenon at the time, this film was not part of the craze. But a misleading ad campaign seems ironically apt for a film that excoriates the exploitation and deceit at the heart of Hollywood and its pursuit of profit at all costs. The Big Knife is an often overlooked movie about the movies. Such films weren't very common before 1950. After reinforcement of the production code in 1934, studios steered clear of unsavory depictions of the movie business. The 1942 noir I Wake Up Screaming, for example, relocated its sordid tale of murder and obsession to Broadway, even though Steve Fisher's source novel was set in and around a Hollywood studio. Things changed with the 1950 release of Sunset Boulevard, a film acclaimed everywhere, except the offices of studio moguls, who thought Billy Wilder was biting the hand that fed him. But Wilder's film kicked open the door for movies like In a Lonely Place and The Bad and the Beautiful, which depicted the industry not as a dream factory, but a cauldron of deceit and delusion. Well, that's certainly how Clifford Odets saw the place. The heralded New York playwright, one of the founders of the legendary group theater, had come to Hollywood in the late 30s, expecting to conquer the place. But despite the success of the film version of his play Golden Boy, Odets stagnated in Hollywood, notwithstanding the big money he earned adapting and rewriting other people's work. He returned to Broadway in 1949 and wrote The Big Knife as his hateful kiss-off to Hollywood. John Garfield, himself an alumnus of the group theater, returned to the boards to play the central role of Charlie Castle, a movie star in career crisis. I'd have given anything to see Garfield perform this live on stage. So, is The Big Knife noir? Well, it's built around themes that are staples of the form. A crime from the past returning to haunt the protagonist, and the protagonist's desperate desire to escape into a new life. The difference here is that Charlie Castle is trying to escape a studio contract that has brought him all the trappings of success. But it is a trap, nonetheless. His fabulous mid-century home in the Hollywood Hills might as well be a lushly appointed prison cell. The Big Knife is also considered noir because its director, Robert Aldrich, had just made the crime classic Kiss Me Deadly, as well as the noir-stained adventure saga World for Ransom. He bought the rights to the play directly from Odets and made it under his own production banner, the Associates and Aldrich Company. United Artists, which by 1951 had transformed into an alternative to the traditional studio system, was the only outfit in town that dared distribute it. Reviews were mixed, but one guy who was apoplectic when he saw The Big Knife was Harry Cohn, the head of Columbia Pictures. The consensus around town was that the character of studio boss Stanley Hoff, played by Rod Steiger in fits of blathering fury, was a raging caricature of Cohn, with a little bit of Louis B. Mayer thrown in whenever Hoff's tears start to flow. In fact, Cohn dedicated himself, without success, to ruining Aldrich's career in the wake of this film. Featuring a remarkable all-star cast, enacting several incidents based on real-life Hollywood scandals, here is one of the most verbose and venomous visions of Hollywood ever put on screen. If you're going to bite the hand that feeds you, you might as well go all the way to the bone. Here is The Big Knife.